What do you mean they think it's Condemned? I showed them F.E.A.R in the last video. You know what? Screw it. Let's do Condemned. You are John Condemned. Some kind of law enforcement official, I think. The world is a very dark place. Monolith made this, right? On the same version of Lithtech as F.E.A.R. And while Lithtech is still weird, it gets less janky with every iteration. Like, F.E.A.R and Condemned are less janky than No One Lives Forever and AVP 2, which were less janky than Blood 2 and Shogo, because those games were broken. This was before Warner Brothers stepped in and cleaned house over there to make sure that everything was running efficiently and that no one was allowed to do anything interesting without a very long and thorough internal review by a specialized team of treasure goblins. Look, if they're not making all possible money, they might as well be making no money. Is that what you want? Sad goblins? Actually, this game is kind of weird and confusing. I guess sometimes Monolith is hit or miss. Let's move on to... Before Monolith was sent to the Lord of the Rings mines, or I guess now the DC mines, to make what will absolutely be an Arkham-style third-person action game, there's no doubt about that, and it will probably be very well made because it's Monolith. Warner Brothers owns Monolith now, and when reached for comment, a representative from WB said,
"He is inside with us! He will never get away! His pain won't end!"
Classic Warner Brothers. So Monolith's Craig Hubbard, a man who had been there since nearly the beginning, designing levels for Blood and Blood 2, and he was the project lead on Shogo. You know, Monolith's dark times. The raw years, as I like to call them. And I guess the failure of these games to be, good, led to him deciding to do better games, and eventually one of those better games, widely regarded as Monolith's crown jewel, was F.E.A.R. And what a game it is! I know there's people in my comments right now talking about Tron 2.0 and how that's really Monolith's best game. I haven't played that, I know nothing about that, and you're still wrong. Anyone who likes Tron 2.0 is a sex predator. So Craig Hubbard says that the primary goal of F.E.A.R was to make combat as intense as the tea house shootout at the beginning of John Woo's Hard Boiled. And if you've never seen that, despite me telling you to watch it because it's the apex of human achievement, and you're thinking, but Max Payne did this, you're right, but not in first person, and instead of blending a film noir narrative with the gunplay, they decided to mix it with some Asian horror influences, and bam, you got F.E.A.R. And there's a quote from this Eurogamer article. I just want to highlight it because it's a simple thing people tend to forget when they're talking about video games, and I want Craig Hubbard to get a Presidential Medal of Freedom for saying it.
"I don't think tension should be tied to the fear of losing your progress since the last checkpoint. Frustration and tedium aren't the kinds of emotions we want people to experience when they're playing F.E.A.R.
And like 99% of the time, frustration and tedium play no part in F.E.A.R. Unless you play on extreme difficulty, whereas I did hard because I wanted to have fun. Apparently that's illegal, as pointed out by some Australian plagiarist called Indemus, who's probably, I don't know, upside down, emu, war queen on your money, Australia jokes, fuck you. Look, Blood might be my favorite Monolith game, but F.E.A.R is the GOAT. F.E.A.R is Monolith looking at the competition like Half-Life 2 and Doom 3 and saying, we're gonna make our own graphically impressive AAA shooting game, and we're gonna do it with bullet time. A thing that's already wearing out its welcome in 2005 after 2 Max Payne games, and we're gonna make it awesome. Not just awesome, legendary. And so, on October 18th, 2005, about 17 years ago, Monolith released F.E.A.R on an unsuspecting public and rode that success to F.E.A.R 2, and then F.E.A.R 3 for 3R was farmed out to a company that wasn't Monolith, because Monolith, being a supremely talented studio, went the way of other supremely talented studios with legendary franchises. A big media conglomerate bought them, and now they work on their IPs exclusively. I hear those Middle-earth games are really good, especially when they patched out the shitty microtransactions from Shadow of War, proving that Warner Brothers at one point had some shame, a feature that has now been patched out. If you're sick of this show discussing talented studios being bought out and forced to serve the whims of giant, faceless, amoral corporations, and you'd like it if I stopped talking about that, so would I. Situation! A high-level alert has been issued. You have just been transferred to the unit as Point Man. This will be your first assignment with F.E.A.R. Point Man means man who takes point, which means man who is the first in front of enemy bullets. In 2002, the U.S. Army formed a secret unit dedicated to combating paranormal threats to national security. This was 2002, so those threats were mostly terrorist ghosts. First Encounter Assault Recon is a clunky acronym, but this is the government we're talking about. Yeah, we're already into Alma and her son Paxton, and the story of this game isn't important, so let's get into the story a little more. This is Paxton Fettel. I'm not even going to bother waiting because this game gives its twist away before you fire a single shot. So anyway, Point Man is Paxton's brother and Alma's son. If you didn't guess that during the literal introductory cutscene of this game...
What's the first name you remember?
Where are you taking him?
You will be a god among men.
So, taken away from your mother, a weird doctor, that's Harlan Wade, by the way. The first thing Point Man remembers is his actual birth. The hospital room, game's waiting no time telling you what's up, and I refuse to continue this video without getting everyone up to speed. Alma, who is maybe mentally a child. This one here, in the red dress, because if you've got a horror game, you need a creepy child. And if you've got a sequel to a horror game, you need the adult version of that creepy child doing stuff to the protagonist I can't show on YouTube. You know. Paxton is a creep with treadless boots who eats people and kills because his mommy told him to. And he controls a battalion of psychic soldiers. I wouldn't say the soldiers themselves are psychic, even if the AI is... I'm getting ahead of myself. We got a mission briefing.
What's his story?
Property of Armacam Technology Corporation. They're working on a military contract to develop an army of clones that respond to a psychic commander. Top secret, of course. Fettel is one of the commanders.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is why nobody takes us seriously. Military clones.
Yeah, it does sound pretty out there.
A full battalion of them. Highly trained and heavily armed.
A battalion? What are we supposed to do against 1,000 super soldiers?
Okay, you're starting to bum me out, dude. This is a shooty game. We shoot them. What's your name, scumbag? Spencer Jankowski? No way.
Fortunately, the whole point of the program is to give commanders first-hand knowledge of the battlefield without putting them in danger. That means we should be able to corner the bastard without having to wade through all those soldiers.
I don't see why not. Harlan was able to wade through them. I'm so sorry.
Actionable pun detected.
Cold room, now, and get rid of that laugh track button.
Be right back, kids. There, laugh track button's gone. I'm replacing it with a Jankowski button.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
What about you, buddy? Ready to go to work?
You're putting him in the field? Are you crazy?
You know what? I don't like your attitude, Jankowski.
You've seen his training results. His reflexes are totally off the charts.
Totally off the charts, don't you know? Also, just kind of funny looking in general.
I think he can handle himself.
Whatever, man. It's your call.
Goddamn right it is.
Yeah, we'll see who gets killed and who spends the next 6 hours doing cool slow-mo John Woo shit. Bitch.
We've tracked Fettel to an abandoned building just up ahead. No sign of enemy activity on the satellite, but don't take any chances.
Here we go, this top-of-the-line 2005 experience right here. This pretty lighting, the slightly better than Quake 3 looking meshes, environments with just the right touch of detail, the look, we have physics too. No ADS, only zoom, which works similarly but is less intrusive, and absolutely essential to playing this game because it makes your weapon more accurate. We've already found a health booster that'll permanently increase your max HP. The game is mostly linear, so if there's some branching path you see, chances are it has one of these or a reflex booster that permanently increases your bullet time pool. Nothing's happening yet. I'm ready for some action.
Come on. You ready?
Yeah!
Go!
Yeah, I know.
I was there.
So was I. You ain't special. We got a very, very dead guy here, and...
Jen, we need you up here.
Jesus, Jankowski, where'd you come from? You turned into particles 2 rooms back. You okay, man?
Looks like we're too late, boss. Just leftovers.
Oh no, Paxton's the brother that eats people. He's always been the weird one.
I'll wait here for Jen. You take a look around.
Okay, what could go wrong? I'm quick on my feet.
His reflexes are totally off the charts.
Really, Paxton?
The dead man's name was Charles Haberger. I remember him. But are the memories mine or hers? It makes no difference. He deserved to die. They all deserve to die.
Oh, you have always been like this. Ever since I was born, you're always murdering people. I was really enjoying that sherry that Dr. Gorman bought for me, and I was going to share it, but now because you ate him, Paxton, that's the kind of social faux pas that could ruin this family.
What's going on? I've lost Fettel's signal. Comcast, this is Den Mother. I hope you aren't busy. We've got a situation down at the harbor.
These men are from F.E.A.R. They're special attachments to our unit for the duration of this op. They will be on point. Their mission is to assess the nature of the threat. Our job is to keep them alive. Do not engage the enemy.
The hell is that? Over there! Yeah! What's your situation?
Well, they wanted me to get the gate open, and now they're dead. Looks like Alma waded through them. Oh!
I swear to God, Civvie.
Looks like all my buddies are dead. We still haven't been killing anything except rats, which I did on instinct because this is a monolith game. So far, they've given away the twist at the end. All the environments, while beautifully rendered with great atmosphere, are kind of samey industrial corridors and boxy rooms. And according to the cutscenes, we're going to be facing off against a lot of featureless soldier goons. Sounds like this game doesn't have a lot going for it. So the combat loop had better be really fucking good.
Command, this is Echo 7. Should we investigate?
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's the slow motion first person gunplay that launched 1,000 imitators, and it was never, ever done better. I don't even need to show you more to explain. I will, but this room tells the whole story. F.E.A.R. soldiers do this thing called goal-oriented action planning, and I'm going to put a link in the description to a video that explains it way better than I can, but I'm going to give you the gist. The AI is given a set of circumstances depending on the environment. Their goal is to murder you. They can do this by ambushing, flanking, patrolling, taking cover, reacting to you, pointing a gun at them. The AI finds a problem, you, and creates a plan to deal with that problem. If the plan is for this clown to shoot you, but instead you shoot him, then the plan is altered. When that plan is cooked, the AI checks to see if that plan is still viable, and if it isn't, they try something else. Their next goal might be to not die, so they take cover. After that, their goal is again to murder you. And I know it sounds like they're talking to each other. They're not. None of the enemies individually know what's going on, but they might have the same goals. Their teamwork is an illusion, but it's a really convincing one. You see, Randy? This is what real magic looks like. Your enemies are, in a very basic and artificial way, strategizing against you. Their plans exist, but they're not long-term. They're basically doing the same thing that you're doing, which is stumbling in and flying by the seat of your pants. They're basically doing the same thing that I'm doing anyway. This makes aggressive plays, murdering them as quickly as possible, say interrupting their first goals, the way to do it. The enemy noticing you in this game should happen within a few seconds of half of their squad dying. I'm not tech-brained. I'm no host organism for the consciousness of an ageless space turtle and person who could easily understand, explain, and probably recreate F.E.A.R.'s AI in an afternoon with a pizza and a 2-liter of Diet Coke, John Carmack. The AI's response to the player is only half of what's important about F.E.A.R.'s combat. The other half is the John Woo shit. As I've mentioned before in videos discussing games that use bullet time, usually badly, the John Woo style requires your environment to go absolutely fucking crazy when anything is hit with a bullet. Observe the humble fuse box. That fuse box doesn't just get shot, it explodes, sparks, shoots lightning, and produces more smoke than a Sublime concert. In slow-mo, you see the bullet trails. When you hit an enemy in the face, the blood spray is so pronounced that it starts as a 6-foot geyser coming out of the enemy's helmet, meaning that it is readable to the player from very far away. And it just isn't John Woo shit unless you've got 2 pistols. I don't even care about taking fall damage. That was awesome. I'm not big on assault rifles in this game. I'll use them if I have to. You're only allowed to carry 3 weapons at a time, which sucks, and I dumped the SMG from the start first, cause it's low power and low accuracy. The pistols are good enough for right now, unless Alma shows up.
He's alive.
Should I call in a medevac?
doesn't appear to be injured, although I don't know how he survived.
2 guns and 0 fucks, that's how.
I'm reading Federal's transmitter near that position. We gotta take that fucker out, fast. Jet, keep looking for Jankowski. I'm still reading his life signs.
You can't send him in alone, that's crazy.
He can take care of himself. Now move!
I want to stop for a second and marvel at how Monolith made another game where you're running through the city chasing one specific bad guy the whole time. Except GT didn't ship it halfway through development. It sucks that the phone messages start off not being plot relevant. They get there once you're inside Armacam, but for right now they're barely world building.
You have 1 new message.
Mike, what the hell's going on over there? It sounded like an explosion. I can't get through to anybody. Call me back.
End of messages.
South River treatment plant, huh? When I talk about lift tech jank, I still have to include stuff from their most famous game. Like, what is this lean? It looks like the point man is rolling his torso in a way it really shouldn't move.
You gotta be fucking kidding me.
Still, nothing is better than dropping 3 of these guys with dual pistols in slow-mo. I still can't believe you can pistol whip these guys to death.
Nothing to report.
Or you can do jump kicks or slide kicks, both of which I rarely use because I have guns. I know how effective they are, but if I want to get right in their face, there's another weapon in my arsenal that I can use for close encounters. Oh yeah, you knew it was coming. This is the scariest monster in the game, the VK-12 Combat Shotgun. You may have seen it before in every list of best video game shotguns on the internet. It's in the top 5, easily. That Monolith occupies 2 spaces on that list is itself an achievement. Maybe it's not as powerful as the Super Shotgun from Doom 2, but it sure feels like it is. The road from pulling the trigger to making a ragdoll fly across the room has never been smoother and more satisfying than right here. It's the instant gratification. It's the power. It's the trail of all the pellets as they connect. A stray one catching a piece of concrete and blowing off a small chunk of it. The sparks from the impact lighting up the area. The impact being more devastating than some other game's explosive weapons. The red mist cloud from a direct hit. The visual and auditory assurance that anything not immediately killed by it has suffered such grievous bodily harm that Armacam's insurance provider will drop them. If it isn't dead, it's gonna wish it was. Someone, somewhere along the line during this game's development, decided that there would always be plentiful ammo for this thing, and that it would hold not 6, not 8, but 12 rounds of white-hot buckshot that you can reload in less than 2 seconds.
His reflexes are totally off the charts.
No shit. Ridiculous. Overpowered. Legendary.
Nice fucking model!
I love the Penetrator too, don't get me wrong. Until they start introducing super weapons like the particle beam or the rocket launcher, my loadout is pistols, shotgun, and penetrator. The difference is that the shotgun never once leaves my inventory until the game forces it out. Look, I spend a lot of time in slow-mo with dual pistols. If you don't, you're playing it wrong. The Penetrator is some kind of military-grade nail gun that does what bullets don't.
Copy. I'm sending in reinforcements.
Armor piercing for when the heavy armor boys show up so it stays in my inventory as much as possible. You know, but I finished this one off the shotgun because it looks cool. I haven't talked about the grenades, which are a lot of fun. You can't just toss them and expect everything to work out because the clones will run if they see them. So you have to make sure that the grenade goes off before their dumb computer brains can formulate that plan. There's also remote bombs and proximity mines, which is kind of blood-like, right? I have yet to reliably lead the AI to a remote bomb trap. The AI is too good to follow you into a place where you've holed up. They will never do it. Instead, they'll... Fuck! I can't usually get them to go after mines either. We get a flashback to Paxton interrogating someone like I'm some kind of psychic soldier or something.
Where is Elmo?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Some secrets get buried deeper than others, but I know where to dig.
No, wait, you've got the wrong guy.
Oh, hi, Mom. Oh, hello, Paxton. You know you're only Mother's favorite because you have an army of soldiers from the government.
They all deserve to die.
Maybe Jankowski. The scary parts of F.E.A.R take place between combat encounters when, like, Alma crawls around in vents. Like mother, like son, I guess. I wonder why she isn't dual-wielding pistols, too. It would be more effective than trying to scare me. I'm not scared. You know what happens when I get scared in this game? We're about to be done with these warehouses and sewage treatment plants. There's something weird going on over at Armacam. No, wait a second. God, that's good.
Looks like the HLZ is clear. Copy, I'm on approach. Any news on the bad guys? We know they hit the main building shortly before 5 p.m. No estimate on enemy strength, but we should assume it's a sizable force.
Not for long. What amazes me about this section is that the helicopter doesn't get shot down. Everyone else on it dies, yeah, but the chopper is still intact. Still on my penetrator shotgun pistol bullshit. If it ain't broke. Here's where you get to fight the assassins. Stealth soldiers with cloaking devices, they climb on walls, and I will suffer none of their shit. For I walk through the shadow of the halls of Armacam, I will fear no evil, for you are with me, my buckshot rod, my staff of liquification. Prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, cause I'm serving lead. Over there, shoot it!
Don't shoot. My name is Norton Mapes. I'm an engineer.
Yeah, it's a civilian. Give him a comlink.
Hello? Who are you people?
The good guys. Are you alright?
Oh, sure. I'm having a hell of a time.
You said you're an engineer? Can you help me get into the network?
What am I, an IS lackey? Tell you what, you disable the local security system, and I'll see what I can do about the server.
Fuck you, Norton Mapes, you piece of shit with your clownish leitmotif, you ginger meat boulder.
Why do you want us to bring down the security system anyway?
Never mind why. You want my help, that's the price.
Don't do it, he's just gonna steal the dinosaur embryos. I'm convinced that Monolith had an IT guy in their offices who was just the worst, and they're sharing him with us as a digital phantom and icon of smug power douchery. I fucking hate Norton Mapes with every fiber of my being. He is a cowardly slob, a festering pustule of a character, a treacherous Cheeto dust-covered polyp, an absolutely insufferable pompadour-topped spunk balloon smuggled up this game's asshole to avoid the creep-sniffing dogs at the airport. And he's a sex pest.
Norton, it's Ian Hives. Look, Alice Wade stopped by my office this morning, and I feel a little awkward saying this, but, well, I really need you to tone down the innuendo around her. It's not that I personally give a rat's ass, but the last thing we need right now is a sexual harassment case drawing unwanted attention to this task force.
I guess if you're gonna creep on one of Harlan Wade's daughters, Alice was the safer choice.
Okay, I'm showing that the network has been rebooted. Good job. It'll take a minute for the system to come back online.
You know there's ghosts in this building. That seems strange. Think I'm scared by the sounds of a baby crying? I hear that shit every day. I'm used to it. Yeah, I know. You want your mommy, and I have to make sacrifices to Moloch, blah, blah, blah. You know, at least Ramses is educational. You know what? I think you're bullshitting me about the Battle of Kadesh, and I don't appreciate it. Kinda weird that one of the few enemies included in this game is ghosts that get vaporized in one hit from any weapon, not just the holy boomstick.
She is a prisoner, floating in darkness, like the unborn in the womb. Soon I will find her, and I will set her free.
Listen, whatever issues you have with Mom is your business. Do what everybody else does and marry a girl just like her, and there's a 50-50 chance you'll grow old and miserable together or get a divorce. But this psychic soldier shit isn't a healthy coping mechanism. Shit, elevator incoming! Oh, fuck, sorry.
There was a lot of anger in this room.
Really, Counselor Troy, there was a lot of anger in this room of blood.
That's great. Got anything useful to add?
I don't see any bullet holes. There's no brass lying around either. These guys didn't fire a shot.
So that's a no on useful info. This game's combat is so goddamn good I can pick a clip from anywhere and it works. You know the AI notices your flashlight?
Flashlight.
Now that we're at Armacam, the phone messages are actually plot relevant and good. Harlan Wade, an Armacam scientist, who I guess is technically worse than Norton Mapes for reasons we'll learn about later, has some choice words on this whole mess.
Now, I don't know which one of you shitheels over there is calling the shots, but you'd better stop dicking around fast, because the readings are getting worse by the minute. It's really a simple choice. You can either listen to the expert advice you're being given, or you can brace yourselves for the ass fuck of the century, because it's coming. You mark my words on that.
Alright, Grandpa, take your pills. You're getting a little salty. Oh, right, so... Alma is Harlan Wade's daughter, which means that Harlan Wade is Point Man's grandfather, because every terrible thing that could possibly happen leading up to the story of this game has happened. F.E.A.R's story is told through audio logs mostly, phone messages of mostly dead people who probably deserve to die. Alma Wade was born to Harlan and Elizabeth Wade. Her mother died during childbirth, and as soon as her father found out she had psychic powers, he thought that the best course of action was to do an indefinite Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, where Armacam would experiment on her for the rest of her life. When I say that Harlan Wade is technically worse than Norton Mapes, I mean he is very much worse than Norton Mapes. When she started using her psychic powers against them, she was put into a coma and they thought, you know, we have kidnapped a child and done horrible experiments on her for like 5 years. We're already going to hell. Let's forcibly impregnate her twice with DNA from Harlan Wade. So I guess Harlan Wade is also Point Man and Paxton's father and grandfather, and this whole horrifying mess was called Project Origin. Waylon Yutani's over here going, Jesus dude, dial it back. Alma, still in a coma, merged her consciousness with Paxton in what they called a synchronicity event. And so obviously after that they kill her, but that doesn't work. Her body dies, but enter Armacam President Genevieve Aristid, who says, we've got this real estate underground we're not using. Cracks open the Origin bunker, and everyone she sends in there dies. So she sends more people in who also die. She seals the place back up, but it's too late because Alma got to Paxton and now they're both looking for the Origin facility so they can get Alma's body and spirit and set them both free. The moral of the story is don't be cartoonishly evil.
Is anybody there? Finally! Can you do something about these bombs?
Yeah, but my normal method is to explode them, and if I did that, my boss would...
All right, another civilian. Dead mother, we've located a hostage. Sounds like he's wired up with explosives.
Roger, I'll send somebody to help out.
Give him a comm link.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay, buddy. There's some elevators near your position. Secure the area and escort the team back to Vision.
Jesus, don't do that!
You the bomb expert?
That's right. Don't worry, you'll be fine. A fire alarm.
It was triggered at a security office on that floor. You'll need to shut it off to get the elevators back online.
Okay, I guess that's my problem since I'm bomb activation and not bomb disposal. Mom, I told you never to bother me at work. I'm listening to voicemails. I'll be with you in a minute.
You have one new message.
Before I know it, the Armacam rent-a-cops show up to kill Bishop, because the supervillain method of strapping a bomb to him didn't work. I want to say they're less of a threat than the clones, but this one takes a spike to the dome without any adverse effects.
What the fuck?
The trick is to hit the side of his head, which sends him flying over that way somehow. 2000's ragdolls are funny.
Hello? Who's there? Oh, it's you. Christ, I thought I was a goner.
Day ain't over yet.
What are you doing here?
The elevators are offline, and those soldiers are everywhere. Now, you've got to find the security office and override the lockdown.
You gonna stay put this time?
On my honor.
Hey, Mapes, I got a place you can put that cactus. Alright, goons killed, security overridden, what now?
Sayonara.
Mapes, you shit sack! Goddamn Mapes making me climb elevator shafts and go through vents. I'm literally the only person in this building not trying to kill you. And not just because I killed the Armacam security that Genevieve sent.
Oh, perfect. You again. See this button?
Don't you do that, Mapes, you son of a bitch. Don't you push that button.
Oopsies.
I would make the human race extinct if it meant getting rid of Norton Mapes. He turns the security system on to slow me down. Time to deal with the turrets, you know, with violence. There are ways to avoid some of them, but it's better be safe than sorry. In some Valve-style blue balling, you get to control turrets later and mow down hapless clone soldiers for a while. Here's a tip, if you see a big elevator that you need to hit a switch to lower, 9 times out of 10 there's a big tough enemy coming down with it. So... too. This combat never gets old. Now I have a particle beam, which might as well be a railgun in terms of functionality. Yeah, Mapes is still creeping around this building somewhere. We shouldn't take any chances.
Get to my office and find my laptop. There's a text file called Proteus. Hurry.
You're not one of them. I've pretty much given up on being rescued.
Thank God she's okay. Give her a comlink.
How many comlinks do I have? Anyway, Betters, this is my aunt and sister Alice.
Hello?
Ms. Wade, we're gonna get you out of there, but you're gonna have to move quickly.
I need to get to my dad.
Where is he?
Some kind of classified facility? I've never heard of it.
First things first, get to the roof. The helo's on the way.
You mean a helicopter? Can we drive instead? My car's downstairs in the parking garage.
Can you just say no to special forces just fuck their plans up while they're trying to save your life from killer psychic soldiers?
Yeah, right.
You have 2 new
Hurry!
messages.
Let's go get my dad.
Hey, shit, zip it. I'm checking his messages. To Alice's credit, she never gets in the way, never goes anywhere near a firefight, and isn't a horrible pain in my ass. Meaning she's easily the best character I've met so far.
Why are all the floors lighting up?
Because God hates us and the devil thinks it's funny.
Uh-oh. Somebody's pressing the call buttons. Get ready! Close!
What are you doing? Trust me, I'm a professional.
And I've got a shotgun.
Here we go again.
You know, you're awfully calm about this.
Look, I hate to have to tell you about this, but your father is kind of an asshole, and he's done some really terrible stuff.
You have a sister who I guess is the one trying to kill us right now, through your nephew. Your other nephew, Paxton. My name is Pointman, by the way. I'm also your nephew, and I really didn't want to drag you into the family drama, but here we are.
You don't have to kill everybody.
I literally have to kill everybody to get this elevator going again. Probably.
What's going on? What happened to the power?
Don't worry, I'll fix it. Yeah, you guys should catch up.
There you are. How did we get separated?
How are you still alive?
You should have a visual on the evac chopper.
Oh my god!
Yep, there it is. I've been waiting all night for
that.
This
is crazy. I am not waiting here. My dad's in danger.
Fun thing about that particle beam, it leaves behind spooky charred skeletons. Happy Halloween, asshole! I'm not sure exactly where they got flying death robots, but they've got flying death robots. You're all destroying your own office building at this point. Hey fuckers, I'm the valet. I'm here for Miss Wade's car.
Squad, here's the car. Target sighted.
This way.
It's good to see you in one piece.
You're lucky I'm out of grenades.
I don't think Armacam was interested in what was on the property. They wanted what was under it. He was guessing it had something to do with Origin.
We're hit!
Ah, there it is!
You sure you want to send him alone? These guys ain't fucking around.
We don't have a choice. Battle could be anywhere, and Alice is out there on her own. By the time backup reaches you, she could be dead.
Yeah, we kind of suck at this.
We're still a couple of clicks away from the Ramelmeyer compound, so you're gonna have to get there on foot.
What else is new? Oh, shit! Okay, that one caught me by surprise. The snipers! Well, they try. You see, the trick is to play so aggressively that the AI thinks you must be an absolute idiot, running up on a truck full of soldiers and hitting it like it was a German trench. If you enjoyed the first part of this game in the industrial areas, this is basically that with more dickish enemy placement, and more assassins who are in the running for least valuable player in Paxton's army, because I don't remember a single time during any playthrough of this game that one of them has managed to kill me. Assassins, kids!
We can't stop it! Where'd that fucking thing go?
Amateurs. Alright guys, I took care of it. Really? Elevator's broken. Oh, never mind. I had to shoot some ghosts. Got me a repeating cannon. Not even Mapes can stop me now.
I'm just doing my job. And I'm doing what has to be done.
Damn it! No! He was mine, Wade! He was mine!
Fuckhead. He locked you out. The only way in is to divert power to the door.
Like, I know he doesn't actually die right now because he's in the fine, I'll go hit some switches. The game doesn't actually let me kill Mapes, or Harlan Wade for that matter. Actually, the end of this game kinda sucks. Paxton took all my weapons away except for a pistol. In the ghost dimension over here.
You must have sensed it. She cannot see in your mind, but perhaps you can see into hers. A life of waking from one nightmare, only to find herself deep in another. I will set her free.
We put her in there 2 days before her 8th birthday.
No life signs detected.
She died 6 days after we pulled the plug.
Release sequence complete.
This is how it ends.
Oh, so we're done here? Now that I think about it, I had absolutely no effect on the outcome of this story. That's a bummer. What's worse is that the rest of the game, as you're escaping the facility, you're only shooting these specters that explode into particle effects like the cheapest of trashy Unity games. It's not even fun when you've got 2 pistols, I mean, really! You do fight Alma, briefly. It's kind of fucked up that you end this game by shooting your mother in the face a bunch of times. That's brutal as hell. And the cherry on top, the Origin facility explodes.
Be proud, Mr. Wu.
No worries, Point Man survives this, and so do Holiday and Jin, which is nice.
I don't know how you live with that. We still don't know the extent of the damage.
We haven't been able to get through to anyone since the explosion. What about Alma? What happened to her? What was that sound?
She's pulling a Jason! Oh, I'm gonna pay for this one. I gotta stop putting curse shit into my PC.